In question 6, it says that Marissa has $48 in her savings account after 1 month of opening her account. She deposits $10 in her account every week starting the second week. What is an explicit rule for the amount of her account after n weeks? Okay, I went and got our formulas for us. Um, when we're looking at a situation like this, so we have a savings account and each week she's depositing a constant amount into that account. So when we're adding a consistent or subtracting a consistent amount into something every week, that's a linear function. If I'm adding or subtracting the same amount of something, I have that constant rate, that's a slope. We know that we're going to have a linear function, which tells me I'm going to use the idea of an arithmetic sequence. Now, the reason I know I'm going to use the idea of a sequence here is because it tells me that this $48 is happening 1 month after she opens the account. And remember, our sequences, they start at A sub 1. They start at the first term. I don't know how much Marissa had when she opened the account. I know how much she had 1 month after opening the account, and that's when we start a sequence. We start at the first term. This is how I know I'm going to use the explicit rule here. And I'm using arithmetic because we're adding a constant amount. We're adding a consistent slope of $10. So whenever we're doing an explicit rule, remember there's two things. For arithmetic sequences, we need the first term. So that's how much we start with at month 1. That's the $48. The D, that's our slope. That's our common difference. How much are we adding or how much are we subtracting every month? This tells me that she's depositing, that's an addition. We're depositing $10 into her account every week, starting the second week. So we want the explicit rule for the amount in her account after n weeks. So I'm just going to simply use the explicit rule and fill in the pieces. So a sub n equals a sub 1. Okay, that's my first term, that's the 48. I add that, n minus 1, that doesn't change, I don't know what n is, but I do have my value of d, that's the 10. And just like in a previous example, once we have that by the parentheses there, that's the distributive property, we have to multiply that 10 through. So 10n minus 10. So a sub n, remember we can combine these because these are like terms. I'm going to have 38 plus 10n, or you could write it with the slope first. Either of those answers is correct. So 38 plus 10n or 10n plus 38.